Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Matt. Welcome back to Gold Coin Mountain. Man, it's been forever since I made a video. If you subscribed in the last month, you were probably wondering if I was ever coming back, or you didn't care. But anyway, I'm back now, and I got a video that's a little longer than my usual videos, but not too bad. If you like what I'm doing here, please hit the subscribe and the like button. It really helps me out. But with that all out of the way, roll the video. We all remember Wii Sports, right? You know, that game that was accessible to everyone. Hand the Wiimote over to a 3-year-old, they could probably do a halfway decent job. Break grandma out of the nursing home for a few hours and play Wii bowling until she wants to go back because bingo is starting. Yes, we all remember Wii Sports. It's one of the highest selling games of all time. In fact, at the time of recording this video, it currently sits at number 4 on that list. Yes, it was a pack-in game that came with the system, but it's pretty impressive that it sits at number 4 and it was only on the Wii. The others at the top are multi-platform games and Tetris on mobile. Everyone has a phone, not everyone had a Wii. As revolutionary and popular as the game was, what about in 2009 when it gave birth to its love child? Ah yes, Wii Sports Resort. Instead of having only 5 sports like the original, it offered an improved 13 sports or events. And a lot of the sports offered a sub-menu in their section where even more challenges could be found. But that wasn't all. The Wii Motion Plus attachment was launched alongside the game, and vastly improved how it could read more complex movements than the original Wiimote. Finally, in Wii Bowling, you could turn your wrist over while in your bowling motion, and it would read it and make more spin and curve. The bad news was we were introduced to the worst instructional video of all time, showing people how to use the attachment.
First, you'll need your Wii Remote Controller and Wii Motion Plus. Turn the Wii Motion Plus accessory so that you can see the arrow on the lock switch.
Thankfully, a year later, Nintendo released the Wii Remote Plus, which was about the same size as the original Wiimote, and had the Motion Plus capabilities already built in. Finally! It didn't look like you were swinging around an enormous vibrator anymore. I played a lot of Wii Sports Resort back then, and I've continued to play it occasionally throughout the years. But now that I started this YouTube channel, I wanted to go back and give it the proper time and review that this game deserves. But no one wants to play Wii Sports Resort alone. This is a game that is infinitely better with other people. So naturally, I asked my fiance, who doesn't play games at all, if she would be my co-pilot in this retrospective. Hey, babe, I want to do something just you and I tonight. No kids, no nothing, just me and you.
Are you finally going to take me to that new Mexican restaurant? And then maybe we can get some drinks and walk around downtown afterwards?
No. However, I do want to stay home with you, and I want to play Wii Sports Resort.
You know I don't even play video games that much. Fine. We can stay home and we can do that. However, you have to promise me that you're going to take me to that Mexican restaurant sometime soon.
First up is swordplay. The main event here is duel, where you battle another person in the same room by strategic attacking and blocking. Or you can just do it the way more fun way and swing the remote around like a crazy person. You'll try to knock each other off the platform, and best 2 out of 3 wins. The Wiimote is fantastic at tracking when in swordplay. It actually moves exactly how you want it to, and when you want it to. One bad thing though is that the Wiimote will randomly lose its calibration. This seems to happen more often in some games and less often in others. But right in the middle of a battle here, you'll have to set your remote, or sword, down on a flat surface to recalibrate. Which I would advise against in a real sword fight. The subcategories here are Speed Slice and Showdown. In Speed Slice, different objects drop in front of you, and you have to slice the exact way the arrow shows as fast as possible. Up to 2 players here, and to me this is really fun and worth coming back to. In Showdown you play by yourself, and basically your goal is to just take on the other Miis who keep coming at you. Smack the shit out of them with your stick and get to the end without losing your hearts, and you'll unlock a new stage. This is just okay to me, fun for a time or two, but really not something I'd keep coming back to. Next up is wakeboarding. You'll hold the Wiimote sideways and go back and forth over the wake that the boat makes. Your goal here is to get big air, do tricks, and land them. A lot of times I felt like I had the remote straight for a landing, but then this. I really don't think wakeboarding will be anyone's favorite, but it's fun to mess around with a few times. Frisbee! Frisbee dog is where you use the Wiimote like a frisbee and try to get as close to the targets as possible. Get it near the targets and the dog will always catch it, and he'll be very excited about it. Throw it outside the target and it'll hit the ground and he'll look at you like you're the biggest piece of shit he's ever seen. Frisbee golf is golf, but played with a frisbee. Sometimes I feel like the Wii Motion Plus doesn't read your movements correctly in both of these. Also, how in the actual hell is this out of bounds? Still though, Frisbee is a blast and can be especially hilarious when you're playing with numerous people. It's one I tend to go back to constantly. Archery means it's time to get your Wii nunchuck out. You'll hold the remote in front of you like it's a bow and pull the nunchuck back like it's your string. You'll get 3 arrows to shoot at each target. After you complete the target, it'll move back farther and you'll have to adjust your aim to get it there, while also factoring in the direction and speed of the wind. Honestly, the motion controls in Archery feel absolutely amazing and maybe my favorite in the entire game. Basketball might struggle the most motion control wise. Sometimes it just reads the most awful line drive shots. Sometimes it struggles to just read when you're taking the ball off the rack here in 3-point contest. The subcategory here is pickup game, and it's incredibly wonky. The problems with reading your shot correctly are still here, and other than that, you can't move actual players. The computer does that for you, and you can just pass, shoot, block, or steal. That's it. Fairly basic, and the replayability here, to me, is pretty low. Nintendo opted to bring table tennis into this game instead of regular tennis, which was a staple of the original Wii Sports. It controls the same as the original tennis. Hold the Wiimote like a racket, or a paddle in this case, and hit the ball by swinging it. I'd say about 90% of the time it reads your forehand or backhand correctly, but when it doesn't, it'll look a lot like this. This is definitely one you'll go back to, especially if you only have 2 people. Thumbs up for this one. The subcategory here is Return Challenge. Dwight Schrute will serve you ball after ball, and your job is to return them. The more you return, the faster the serves come, and the difficulty increases. You get 1 point for a return, and 3 points if you hit the random cans that appear on the table. You can play this single player, or up to 4 players. But the bad news is, if you do multiplayer, you can't all go at the same time. You have to sit there and watch everyone go before it's your turn. Sorry, player number 4. This is a heck of a lot of fun, though. It'll have you coming back to it and trying to beat your high score again and again. Next we have golf. I'm not sure about you, but this and bowling were the go-to let's get drunk and play in our 20s on the original Wii Sports. Unfortunately, I don't think it controls as well here. It seems the Wiimote will pick up tiny movements or read something way off. Also, your power on the swing seems to change even if you didn't speed up or slow down. Still though, this is absolutely a gem and gets the nostalgia going for me. Even if I feel like I should buy the cheapest 24-pack of beer available and have over a group of early 20-year-olds to play it with. Ah, we have arrived at the king. Bowling. The original Wii Sports Bowling was already king, but it's taken to the next level here as it can finally read how much spin you want to put on the ball. Perhaps the greatest party game of all time doesn't disappoint in its newer iteration. But there's more. Its 2 sub-games are fantastic. 100-pin game is just regular bowling, but with 100 pins instead of 10. It's a blast and somehow quite satisfying watching all those pins scatter everywhere. The other one is spin control. The game will put obstacles in your way, and it's your job to maneuver and spin the ball around them, still trying to knock down as many pins as possible. It can get quite challenging and a little bit frustrating. But it's still fantastic. Also, this right here will never not be fun. Power cruising is next, with 2 different modes, but basically the same, just one is a single player time trial with points, and the other is going against another human. You need the nunchuck again here as you hold the Wiimote and the connected nunchuck out in front of you like you're driving a jet ski. Kinda makes sense, no? I could never find that happy medium between over and under steering in this. If you like it, it's fine. I thought it was developed in hell. Canoeing is maybe the most boring game in the collection. I love canoeing in real life, but who the hell wants to do it in a video game? Same thing as with power cruising, it has a time trial and a versus mode. This is one most people will play once and then never think about again. Cycling is one that's not boring per se, but it's just weird to pedal a bike with a nunchuck in one hand and the Wiimote in the other hand. Last I checked, though admittedly it has been a while, you pedal a bike with your feet. It has a road race or versus mode. I wouldn't say either are a must play, but you know, they're there if you want them. Air Sports is the only icon in the bottom row that I actually really enjoy. Skydiving has you jumping out of a plane, tilting your Mii with the remote, trying to link up with other Miis on your way down, and try to have as many linked up as you can before the camera snaps a picture. At the end, you'll try to form up with all the Miis that jumped out of the plane for a picture, and you get points based on how many Miis were in the picture taken. It's a fun little time waster. Island flyovers for people who just want to relax and chill. You'll hop in a plane and fly all over Woohoo Island. You'll get 5 minutes to fly near all the sightseeing spots marked with the eye. I don't know what it is, but it's just nice to sit and see how pretty Woohoo Island looks. Also, you can crash into shit. Dogfighting. No, not the Michael Vick version. Has 2 people jump in a plane and try to shoot the balloons off the other plane. Here, you can also crash into shit. If you take out all the balloons off your opponent, or just end the game with more when the time runs out, you are the winner. So there you go, a full look at Wii Sports Resort. Do you play this game to this day like I do? Drop a comment and let me know. I think that should about do it for the video though. But you know what? One last thing. I should take her to that Mexican restaurant for helping me out. Hey, I was just thinking. Since you helped me out so much with that last video, and you took the time and played games with me, how about I take you to that restaurant?
Leave me alone, I'm owning these f***ing noobs on Fortnite.